Welcome to Sleep Study number 2. It's so good to have you here. The day is wrapping up. You're ready to call it a night. It's time for your thoughts to drift slowly back and forth, a feather lazily dipping in and out of a breeze. Yes, moments of panic, chaos, mystery, and unease may have passed through your day, but now those moments can be, at the very least, forgotten, set aside, and laid to rest, if only for one night. And now, you may breathe a deep, relaxing, simple, fulfilling breath. You may do this now. In this sleep study, we'll be examining some moments, some memories, in a relaxed state of mind, in a relaxed state of body, in a relaxed state of being. It may sound simple, but it really takes a combination of effort and ease to accomplish this. If you have not, now is the time to consciously breathe in, breathe out. Take a moment to examine, rest, sleep. Ask yourself, have I gotten the sleep that I need? Am I the best me that I can be? Where do you embed noise, static, moving, silence? It all sways, it all stays still. Rest now, save for tomorrow. Your timetables, your schedules, your meetings, your goals. In your mind, all of the items on your list have been checked off, just for now, for this moment. Feel yourself crossing them out one by one, checking them off, erasing them from the page. Whatever suits your fancy, at this time, you are free to rest, to relax, to sleep. breaths should be calm and regular, motionless yet deep and full. You are like a plant, embedded in stone, breaking through, not saying a word. It is almost easy. It is almost simple. The entire moment that you hold yourself, in which you do not complain, do not pout, do not even sing, nor smile, nor shout. You are perhaps the sun setting. Past the clouds now, a deep red, beyond the power lines and racing roads. You are a sun sinking into a distant canopy, lighting it with a glow almost unnatural, almost sacred. And that canopy, and that racing road, and those power lines, breathe a deep breath. A mere 4 days ago, you found yourself sitting in a garage, the door open, watching rain fall onto the driveway. Whose house was this? Something tells you it was yours, but truly it was not. In fact, it was not even a garage, and it wasn't raining. It was a moonlit night over a swampy glade. You were standing still, knee-deep in marshes and muck. You had walked through the swamp for some hours, alone, looking for something. Why did you think of it as a day in a garage, in a house that you did not own, on a day where it was sunny, not raining at all? The mystery remains, something that I cannot answer, only you. But let us consider this memory, this swamp, this knee-deep water, and the marshes around you. Think back. What were you doing there? Bird watching? Perhaps. You were looking for a blue heron, or a goldfinch that you had followed across the swamp. But it's not true. You had spent hours at the bridge, overhanging that swamp, with no signs of life anywhere in sight. It was confusing. You were confounded. This was no rainy day, viewed from a garage in a house that was not yours. This was a moment of barrenness in a place that should have been filled with life. You had set out to bring life to that swamp. You had a rucksack full of jars with small creatures inside. You had nets, you had bait, worms crawling in earth in styrofoam cups. You had fresh water, bottled from the spring up the road. Was it for yourself? For thirst? Or was it for something else that should have come first? You stood on that bridge for some time, captivated, cultivated, mesmerized, finally to realize it was your doing. Something in the past, another memory, only you can dig up. Something of the sort that had led to this drastic barren swamp to be the way that it was. Not a charming, buzzing, humming place full of life. No, something you had done had made it this way. And here you were, overlooking your mistake, if we should call it that. Braving a moment where you might remedy something that did not feel quite right. You remember descending from the bridge somehow into that swamp. Was it by rope? It was. No, it wasn't. You had simply walked down the sloping sides accompanying the sides of the bridge until you found yourself in a small metal tunnel, a culvert as some say, walking towards the entrance of the swamp, marshes already growing through cracks in the metal and brushing at your sides. You began to drink it in, like that fresh water that you had bottled at the stream that you would soon drink. But no, it was not stream water. It was not even bottled. It was a leaking drink in your bag from 2 weeks ago that no longer even was some form of liquid, just a sticky residue coating the insides of your canvas bag. A shame, really. It had been a good drink. You had cherished the notion of consuming it one day. But a mere bump in the road on the bike that you rode had led to a split in the metal of the can and a slow leak into your rucksack. Regardless, you were in a swamp now. You were thinking about water that wasn't there in your bag. You were thinking about rushes that somehow can break through metal. And you wonder about yourself if you might ever do something so similar. And you will, as you have before. The view before you is drastic. It is dry. There was never a swamp in the first place. It was just a ditch, and you had rolled into it. It's that moment, some 2 weeks ago, you hit a bump in the road, on the bike while you rode, and a split in the metal of a drink in your backpack opened and leaked, and you heard it, you noticed it, and you panicked. You flipped over the handlebars at the edge of the bridge, and you skidded down, falling, then rolling, then sliding, and skidding some more. You felt your teeth in your mouth. Were they loose and rolling, or were they tight and clenched? In anger, fear, or simple annoyance at that bump in the road and that bike that you rode, for neither could quite handle the other. And as you lay in that ditch, underneath that bridge, your mouth full of dirt and maybe some loose teeth, your bag full of some soda that you did not even care for, your bike twisted, a back wheel deflating, the front spinning and slowing and then stopped. And you lay there in that ditch, feeling peaceful, rested, like one feels sitting in a garage on a rainy day, looking out. But it certainly wasn't one of those days. You thought about turning over, or maybe even getting up. But something about this place felt right, like you belonged in it. You felt your breaths deepening. You felt yourself growing more and more relaxed. And in that moment you drifted off into sleep. You thought about a swamp where this ditch now is, some marshes, maybe scratching at your ankles, or even a goldfinch, or even a blue heron, something great or something little, but nonetheless significant and powerful. A wingspan is a wingspan, no matter the size, you still fly. With that thought, you woke up, brushed off your arms, turned your bicycle over and wheeled it up the slope. The back rim was bent and the tube popped. It would be a long walk home, wheeling that bicycle, both of you, in bad shape. But at least you felt some kind of virtue, some kind of honor, some kind of reward in experiencing a moment in the dirt and in the mud that you could, at the end of it, pick yourself up and walk back home. These memories are twisted. They are confusing. And that is why you are here. To remember what really happened. To know the mind and how it knows you. To obfuscate what need no longer be, and to lighten what has simply been shrouded in mystery. Thank you for joining me for sleep study number 2. The sounds that you now hear will begin to fade into the distance, and you may sleep and dream, knowing your memories, knowing yourself, and knowing that you will rise tomorrow with rest, relaxation, and the energy you need to get through the day.